Hey guys, my name is Saikumar. Welcome back to Spring Boot series. In today's session, we are diving deep into REST APIs, and learning how to pass a JSON data. And next, we will be discussing about a layered architecture, a basic level, not into project level, a basic control layer, service layer, and DAO layer. So we will discuss about that and structuring a Spring Boot project like a pro. So by the end of this video, you will have a solid understanding of how to build Spring Boot APIs, and you'll be knowing about layered application also, like layers, controller layer, service layer, and DAO layer. So yeah, layer layered application also. Next, let's first understand the core annotations, like that power a Spring Boot REST API. Core annotations, for example, @REST controller, @request mapping. So it's a core annotation we will be learning today. So this REST controller, so this annotation makes a class REST API controller, which means it handle HTTP requests. HTTP request, standard HTTP. So let's go to Eclipse and we will create a REST API. So this is the base class, Spring Boot application class where our Spring Boot starts. This is a base demo. Create a class of my controller. Create a sub package dot controller. So we are differentiating by packages, sub packages by using sub package name. Finish. So in previous demo, we have discussed about how to create a Maven project and by using Spring Boot. And next, we have added dependencies also in pom.xml and understood key configurations. And we have created REST API also. And we have tested by using Postman. We will do the same first. Let's write the core annotation. @ REST controller. And next, @ request mapping. Request. Yeah. Slash API. This is the endpoint. So request mapping define the base URL, like for APIs inside the class. It defines a base URL. Next, create a method like using get mapping and get posting used to define specific API methods. Like for example, create a method called public string. Suppose greet. Return will not return hello world. Will return like uh, hello Sai, welcome to Spring Boot. Yeah. Annotate with the @ get mapping annotation. Yeah, great. So now let's see in this action with real API development. So first we will call this REST API, and next we will go into real world application. How to do in real world application. Let's test by using Postman. Open Postman and call. So first we need to start our application, right? Right click, run as Maven build, clean. Already like stop this, clear. Now run again. Run as Maven build, clean Spring Boot run. Rerun the Maven. Again we need to run. clean spring boot colon run. Okay, right. Our application started successfully and on port 8080. So our port is 8080. API base URL and get mapping greet/greet. Now shoot the request. So we got the response, right? Hello Sai, welcome to Spring Boot. Our response got successfully. Next, so this is uh, let's see this in let's see this in like a real API development. Suppose let's build a real API that manages student data. Create a controller in controller package. Create a controller. We already have a controller. Create a class student controller. Same annotate with request controller and request mapping. Request controller. Sorry. And request mapping at the rate request mapping API here slash student. Command shift O. We will create a method public string get student. Int id because get mapping. We will pass and dynamic id. We will pass an id dynamic id. So for that we need to use at the rate path variable annotation path variable. You can give a dynamic id in the URL itself while testing in the Postman. Save this. Now remove this. We will return like id also. Fetching, yeah, fetching students with id and id. Next one we will create another method based on post mapping. Public string add student. String uh, student. Yeah, return adding student. So annotate with at the rate post mapping and slash add. This is endpoint for the post method. So if you want to receive a JSON object or JSON data, we need to use at the rate request body annotation. Request body annotation. Then we can receive a JSON string object to, to our endpoint. Okay. So if you want to know about this at the rate path variable, this annotation extracts ID from the URL. Like we can pass a dynamic ID, dynamic anything like. And next one, this at the rate request body, it's nothing but accepts JSON, like JSON data or JSON string. It accepts JSON. Let's use Postman to test this. Open Postman. So save this. So Tomcat started on port 8080. So 8080 is here, API. Now we need to change here. If you see, we are passing an dynamic ID, right? So we will pass an dynamic ID here. Suppose I'll pass 112. Let's shoot this. Mm, okay, we have missed here. Like API student, copy this. So this is the base URL, right? Now shoot. We have missed a slash here. So we got the response. Fetching student with ID 112, right? And next one, we will pass a JSON data in post method. Create post. Okay, we will create on one more here. Duplicate post. Control C. Actually, this is a get method. We have created another one, post method. Paste here, paste endpoint. So here the endpoint is dot add slash add and we will pass a JSON data, raw JSON. Here we need to write the data in a JSON format, right? So how we'll write? Open curly braces. Here we will write name colon name colon Sai comma suppose age colon 22. Let's shoot this. See, we got the response successfully. Adding student. So at the rate path, it is nothing but extracting ID from the URL. So here, if you see here, we are passing an dynamic ID here. Suppose if you pass one, you'll get, see, fetching student with ID 1. If you want to pass 100, see, fetching student with ID. So this is nothing but a dynamic ID. The path variable is nothing but extracting URL, extracting ID from the URL. So our APIs are working, right? But in real world, like in real world applications, we don't write logic inside controllers. We use a layered architecture. So in Spring Boot, we have 3 layers: controller, service, and DAO or repository. So controller layer is for like entry logic, handling basic validations and handling HTTP requests also. And coming to service layer, service, uh, it is for business logic. We can write business logic in service layer, business logic. And next one is DAO or repo layer. Here we will write a database logic, like database operations, CRUD operations. If you see, controller, suppose controller wants to talk to service layer, it should happen via interfaces only. It should not happen via classes. And service layer wants to talk to DAO or repo layer, it should also happen via interfaces only, not via classes. And directly, this controller cannot talk to DAO layer. It should happen via service. First, service layer needs to talk to service. Sorry, control layer needs to talk to service. Service layer talk to DAO, and DAO gives a response back to the service, and it gives back to the controller. This is the process. So we will discuss about layers in the next class. So first, in today's topic, we have completed like how to test a REST API, and we have added JSON data and layered application. We have uh, today we'll create a packages. So already we have a controller layer. Let's create. Today we are not going to create a classes. Just we are creating a packages. So we are differentiating by service dot interfaces. So we need to implement this interface, right? So create one more package. I'll explain you this in next section, next video, day 3. Service dot impl. Impl is nothing but implementation. And next one is create package of, sorry, dot dao or dot repo. We'll create dao only. So we have created package. Next session we'll discuss about these packages, sub packages, and we'll code into this. So in today's session we have learned how to pass a dynamic ID here by using @path variable annotation, and how to pass a JSON data by using @request body. If you change like open post method, not this one. If you change here, suppose name or anything else, suppose I'll make it as alone something. Shoot now. See, we got a successful response. So like this, we can pass a JSON string and we can get response like this. So in day 3, we'll take things to next level with the layered application. And so if you found this helpful, do me a favor, like this video and comment your doubts. I'll reply to each one, and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss my future video. Thank you for watching. This is Saikumar signing off. See you in the next video. Thank you.